Hey guys, Andrew Swift here from American Musical Supply. I'm here with Joe Carducci from Gretsch Guitars, and he's going to run down what's new in 2016. Take it away, Joe.
Hey, thank you so much. Gretsch Guitars, what a legacy. We've been around 133 years, and back in the 40s, Gretsch had a series of guitars called Streamliner. Streamliners were, if you look at the elements of that guitar, they were, they didn't have sparkle binding, and they had everything you needed and nothing that you didn't need. And we've embraced that brand as a series of guitars that we're introducing here new. And they feature the new Broadtron pickups and with Alnico 5 magnets. And you can see, we've embraced some of the features from the early Streamliners from the 40s with the clear knobs, big block inlay, traditional Gretsch appointments, and wallet friendly for guys that want to get into Gretsch that don't want to drop a couple grand. This guitar retails for $749. It's a beautiful instrument. It's not a B brand. It's not a secondary brand. It's a Gretsch. It says so right there. And again, it's got all the appointments and look and stylization that made Gretsch popular. And again, this is the new Streamliner series. It's a professional model to take out and gig. And this particular model has a center block in it.
What kind of pickups are in there?
These are the new Broadtrons. They're designed by our master designer, Chris Fleming.
Okay.
And they feature, again, Alnico 5 magnets. And the idea was we certainly, Gretsch has its own voice. And so we certainly wanted to keep that direction, but give you more.
Okay.
And so the best way we can describe it in adjectives is that the traditional Filtertron, which has lots of highs, it's a very wide frequency band. It has a slight mid-range boost in it, and so it's it still embraces that traditional great Gretsch sound, but also reminiscent of a dual coil pickup also from the 50s.
Okay.
And so it's brand new to this, and it's featured on this guitars. And again, new Streamliners for 2016.
And the smaller body is the same
Yeah,
series?
let's take a look. Yeah, part of the Streamliners, again, is a new smaller body.
That's a cool shape.
It's a 14-inch bout.
It's really nice.
And again, featuring the Broadtron pickups, has a center block. These are made to play loud.
Okay.
And big block inlay.
What's the scale length?
These are 24 and a half inch scale.
Okay.
And very comfortable. This weighs about 6 pounds, so they're relatively light. And great looking instruments. The shape is new to us. And again, it's a new series of guitars that embraces all the elements and features and appointments that make Gretsch great. And we have the new Golden Era series of guitars. And they're certainly inspired from models that were from the golden era of Gretsch, which really started in the 50s.
Okay.
And so what we've done is they're inspired from those series. We've tried to make them as close as possible to that vintage, but underneath the surface, we've added appointments to make them even more player-friendly and sonically take them to another level. So they feature, all of the Golden Era series feature TV Jones pickups.
Okay.
And pin bridges were applicable. And let's see.
Are those fine tuners on this over here? On this bridge?
Well, this tuner right here, this is the Synchrosonic bridge. In 1952, when Gretsch introduced this bridge, in the world of electric guitars, it was the first bridge that you could adjust the intonation on each string.
Okay.
And we embraced it. It almost looks like a piece of jewelry, but again, it's, their advertisement that they did back in the 50s said no tools required.
Okay.
Because it has a knurled nut here. Then you can, once you loosen it, you can slide the saddle back and forth and lock it back in. And again, that's a Synchrosonic bridge. Again, it's part of that Gretsch DNA that made us who we are. And there's certainly appointments in the body shapes. We didn't copy anybody. They're all original designs and the look and the fashion of them. And that's what the Golden Era is all about. We also embrace the paper and oil capacitors that were used back in the 50s. That's part of this as well. And let's see, they have the new vintage thick pick guards on them. They feature bone nuts. and period correct bridge saddles on those particular models. And again, these are for guys that want that historic era of guitars that we made during that we made popular during that era. That's what this is all about. Let's move on down over here to the new Players Edition guitars. Holy smokes! Gretsch started making guitars in the late 20s. And so from all of that knowledge and the way that guitar playing has changed over the years, we've incorporated in this series of guitars a lot of the modifications that guys were doing to their Gretsches to make them even more player friendly, if you will, such as pin bridges. The bodies on all the Players Edition are 2 1/4 inches deep. They feature ML bracing internally, which is it helps synchronize the vibration of the top and the back, and but yet has a big open sound. And again, these guitars are made to play loud. And just as our tagline here, every song, every night. They feature, like, this is the Grover Imperial tuners. From the front, this is appointment that's made famous on Falcons. But on the back side, they're locking tuners.
Nice.
Way cool. And to help stabilize the tuning and make string changing easier, these now feature the new Bigsby pinless tailpieces. So instead of having to bend the string and hook it on there and pull it taut, usually it took, both hands to restring your guitar, you can now just feed it through and put it on, pull it through, tighten it down, you're good to go. Again, it's all for the player that demands performance.
What kind of pickups? Those are the TV Jones?
No, actually these are Filtertron pickups.
Okay.
And they're, again, the voice of a Filtertron pickup. It's very unique to Gretsch. Lots of high-end sparkle, or twang as the Gretsch enthusiasts like to call it. And lots of low-end bottom, real high fidelity, great sounding pickups, and it's part, again, of our great Gretsch sound. They also feature rocking bar bridges, which, again, this guitar is all about tone. And what this is about are the rocking bar bridge is made of brass. It's real heavy, and because of the radius of the top, there's lots of string that's coming in contact with that transfers that energy down to this big wooden base that sits on the top of this 3-ply top body, so the whole guitar resonates and it really comes alive. It's a really great sounding guitar.
Great.
That's what's new with Gretsch.
Well, thanks so much, Joe.
So much. Thank you. You're very welcome.
Right.
Good luck. Thanks.